I was 18 years old when I went down to Dublin. I had a fistful of money and a cartload of dreams. Take your time, said my father, stop rushing like hell. And remember, oh, it's not what it seems to be. For there's fellas would cut you for the coat on your back, or the watch that you got from your mother. So take care, my young bucko, and mind yourself well. And won't you give this wee note to my brother? At the time, Uncle Benji was a policeman in Brooklyn, and my father, the youngest, looked after the farm. When a phone call from America said send a lad over, and sure the old fella said it wouldn't do any harm. For I've spent my life working this dirty old ground for a few pints of porter and the smell of a pound. And sure, maybe there's something you'll learn or you'll see, and you can bring it back home, make it easy on me. So I landed at Kennedy on a big yellow taxi. Took me and my bags through the streets and the rain, and my poor heart was jumping all around with excitement. I could hardly even hear what the driver was saying. We drove in the short pathway to the flatlands of Brooklyn, to my uncle's apartment on the East 53rd. I was feeling so happy, I was humming a song, and I sang "You're as free as a bird." Now to shorten the story, what I found out that day was that Benji got shot down in an uptown foray. And while I was flying my way to New York, poor Benji was lying in a cold city morgue. I phoned up the old fella to tell him the news. I could tell he could barely stand up in his shoes. As he wept, he told me, go ahead with the plan, and not to forget to be a proud Irishman. So I went down to Nellie's behind Ford Arm Road, and I started to learn about lifting my load. But the heaviest thing that I lifted that year was the bittersweet thoughts of my hometown so dear. I went home that December 'cause the old fella died. Had to borrow the money from a lad on the side. And sure, all the bright flowers and the brass could not hide the poor wasted face of my father. I sold off the old farmyard for what it was worth. Into my bag put a handful of earth. And I caught me a plane, and I boarded a train, and I found myself back in the US again. It's been 22 years since I set foot in Dublin. My kids all know how to use the correct knives and forks. Oh, but I'll never forget the green grass on those rivers, as I keep law and order on the streets of New York. Oh, la da 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 da, la da 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 da. As I keep law and order on the streets of New York.